Hey guys, Amy shared so many amazing stories with us. We just didn't have the time for them all. But this is one story that we wanted to share with you now. Check it out.
One thing that I don't think a lot of people think about when we think about inmates and being on the inside, and once they've been on the inside for a while, how they're devoid of human touch.
Okay.
People don't think about that. I remember when I went to go visit one of my guys, and he had been locked up for about 3 years before he would even let anybody come visit him. It was his choice. He kind of wanted to process, get in his own mode. And then when he was finally ready to have a visitor, I raised the money. He was 6 hours away.
Wow.
Raised the money for a car, gas, hotel. Went down to go visit him. And I'm sitting at the table waiting for him. And time is just going by. It's hot. There's no air condition. They have a huge fan. You have to sit in the chair. The chair across from you says P for prisoner. That's the one that he has to sit in.
Wow, it's labeled.
Oh yeah, you can't sit next to each other. You have to sit across from each other.
Okay.
And finally you hear that loud door opening. It is deafening. It opens up. You see him coming. And of course I start crying.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I haven't seen my baby, and I call all my boys my babies. I haven't seen my baby in years. He's finally letting me see him. He's dressed real clean. They make sure they're ironed, their hair is cut. Like whenever they have visitors, there's a routine that they go through to look good so that we don't really know what they're going through behind bars. And he starts walking towards me. And we're allowed to hug when we first see each other. He hadn't gotten a hug in like 3 years. And so he didn't know how to hug me.
Yeah.
So that first hug was very awkward. It was like, it was slow. It wasn't tight. It was awkward. It was very, very awkward. So we go and we sit down, and his hands are shaking. Now this is my baby.
Yeah.
I've known him for 7, 8 years. And he's shaking and his hands are sweating. And I just grab his hands and I just say, but it's me. Why are you so nervous? It's me. And he says, I just haven't had a hug in years. I haven't talked to anybody. Nobody's come to visit me. I don't know how to do this. And I just held his hand and I just said, well, we're going to walk through this together until you're calm enough and you feel safe. And then the guard was like, release your hands. And so I had to let go of his hands. And we just continued to talk until he started feeling very comfortable. And I don't think that people think about the process of how incarceration removes people from human touch, human contact, from decency, from humanity. And I think that that's one of the things that the church can bring to those that are incarcerated is this sense of humanity and saying, I see you, I hear you, and I'm here for you.
The importance of recognizing someone's dignity, just the listening, that I'm here, the consistency, being there, showing up, and how important that is for each other, you know?
And isn't that the core message of Christ, is saying that I see you? Through all of this, whatever you've been labeled, whatever you've done, like, I see you. And for every kid that God brings along my path, it is my objective to say, I see you. And even if you don't see yourself, I see you. And I'm going to walk life with you until you see what I see. And what I see is through the lens of how God sees you.
Yes. Right.
And it's hard. It's emotional.
Yeah.
But it is incredibly rewarding once they begin to start seeing themselves as Christ's children. As their baby boys.
Seeing their own dignity. It's just, yeah.
And it's such a simple thing that we can do.
Wow.
And not just for inmates or gang members, but whoever's in your community. You know, the homeless, the women that are being battered by boyfriends, the kid in the school that is being bullied,
Right.
the child that is cutting. There are so many ways that you may never, ever cross paths with a prisoner. But there is somebody sitting right in front of you who needs their humanity, who needs their dignity validated.
Right.
And it's such a simple thing that you can do.
So who is someone that you see every day who needs their dignity recognized, or needs a hug? Can we look beyond our circumstances and their circumstances to share the love of God with them? I'll see you next time.